Hi, it's Lord Magicus, and we're here to play Merfolk in Legacy once again. Alright, so list is basically the same as last time, except instead of Coralhelm Commander and those last two slots for the main deck, I'm going to try putting two Phyrexian Revoker in there. And it's hard to say, like, I feel comfortable with pretty much every slot except that one. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Revoker is fine because it has relevant targets against basically every deck that we play against. Like even against Storm, you can name Lion's Eye Diamond with it. Reanimator, just name like Gristlebrand. You know, there's all the Planeswalkers and like the like Renin 6 and Teferi, Jace the Mind Sculptor and like the blue decks. So it's pretty good, and like even against depths, maybe we can name something like Vampire Hexmage or Sylvan Safekeeper with this thing. So I think the disadvantage of this over Spyglass is that you cannot name a land with it, so you can't stop like Thespian Stage. The advantage, however, is that you can vial it in and it attacks. And it's not a Merfolk, so it doesn't get hosed by Plague Engineer. Unless they want to put it on horror, I guess that's an option, but yeah, if they're putting Plague Engineer on horror to get rid of this, I'm usually going to be very happy, so I think that's fine. So I think everything else played pretty well. I think I'm willing to experiment to see if this works in the slot. Sideboards, but yeah, the same thing. Tidebinder's still going to come in against like Tarmogoyf and those decks, and like Knight of Reliquary, so yeah, these are all pretty standard tools for us, so yeah, that's all I'm going to really say. I'm not going to go into this too much, because it's not really changing very much from last time, so there's not really a whole lot I can tell you that you haven't already heard several times in this channel, so let's just play. Alright, Legacy. Let's do this. Alright, go. Bring it. I'm surprised that, the Legacy League undefeated leader only has 6 trophies, where like the modern undefeated leader has like 18 or something like that. It's absolutely insane, the difference. Like, you can see Legacy, like, it's a lot more balanced. Like, you have to try a lot harder to get a 5-0 in Legacy based on this. Whereas Modern, apparently, you can just keep jamming and jamming and jamming until you get your 5-0. And it's crazy. I don't know how somebody has, like, more than 10 trophies at this point already. And it's been, like, less than a month since this league is gone. But that's crazy. It's like first place was like, what, 15 the last time I checked, and I'm willing to bet it's more than that now. And then second place was only like 9, and then it went like way down from there. Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot more balanced in the leaderboard here. That's kind of interesting. So difference between the formats, I guess. All right, what are we up against? Ah, this hand is fine. We're gonna play Cavern and then Chalice. We're gonna keep. They kept 7 cards, so let's see what we're up against. Volcanic Island is usually a good sign for us. This looks like Brainstorm. They can't counter it, so let's see. Oh, they didn't have Brainstorm. Okay, so maybe this is a show and tell deck. Ponder, yeah, that's fine. Because I want to keep the Curse Catcher alive so he can get the Chalice out. It could also be... Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Wasteland. Yep. Well, this looks like it's probably Delver then. Fuck you, buddy. I have Basic Island. Wasteland that. Alright. Pass turn. So yeah, let's see. Even like Badlands. Oh, is this Grixis? No. What the hell are we up against here? Volcanic Islands, Badlands, and Wasteland. That's interesting. Let's attack first. Lightning bolt, huh? Okay. You gonna bolt this one too? He's thinking about it. Alright. In case he has another Wasteland, I want to keep up double blue, so I'm going to play the Mutavault first. Because then next turn, no matter what, we can still play Lord of Atlantis. Or maybe True Name Nemesis. So Spell Pierce is not going to work against this. Yes, I said Spell Pierce is not going to work against this. So this has to be some kind of like Grixis deck. Or control deck, I think. I don't know, Force of Will is coming. They're down to Jace the Mind Sculptor, yeah, so this... I mean, it could be Grixis Delver too, actually. They have 2 cards left in hand. That means they're not going to be likely to force this True Name Nemesis. And then we have another one coming right after it, too. And this card is usually very good against these decks. Please, if you want to force this, that's fine, because we have another one, and you'll go down to 1 card for doing that. This is looking better and better for us. Alright, I choose you. Now, they could play like Liliana the Veil, and if they do, we can go like Lord of Atlantis, attack with True Name, or attack with Mutavault on it. But, okay, that's a good sign. So I could attack with Mutavault, but I don't know if I really want to. We only have 2, so maybe we play Lord of Atlantis here. Yeah, let's play Lord. Because then if they bolt this, they're not going to be able to Snapcaster and block Mutavault. And we're not going to activate this until this is in play. Alright. So they can't, like, make us sacrifice a creature and then we don't get to... There's no window for them to kill True Name that way. Tyrant Scorn. Okay. This is honestly not good for them, so... A pretty fast clock we've got going on. Conceded. Ah, yes, perfect. They had nothing. Alright. So they did have Jace the Mind Sculptor, so this Revoker could be good against that, but... And it's also a Lightning Bolt deck. Let me think here. So I'm guessing that things like Snapcaster are an option. Probably Baleful Strix. Curse Catcher did actually become really relevant in that game, but it's not necessarily going to be. There's actually a very high chance they're going to bring in Plague Engineer, so I think we need Dismember. Let's see, Brazen Borrower is okay. It's not amazing. Again, Revoker is also okay. It's not like that good. There's a lot of the stuff I don't really want to side out though. Like, I could bring in Relics. They might be siding out a bunch of their counter magic too. Maybe I'd take out the Revokers and the Borrowers. I could play Relic, because this deck also, I think, plays Kolaghan's Command, so keeping their graveyard in check is probably worth it. It's got a little anti-synergy with this, but chances are either one of these cards is pretty good against them. So, and if they blow up Chalice, then we get to play this anyway. I don't know. It may not be smart to bring in 1-drops against them, but if they're playing Kolaghan's Command, then that's going to make Revoker weaker. So I mean, it's also possible that, yeah, then maybe we do bring in Borrower instead. But they don't have a lot that I want to bounce. Like, I definitely don't want either half of this against, like, Baleful Strix, so this might just have to be okay. Tidebinder does not really interact with this deck unless they have Grim Lavamancer. I guess Young Pyromancer it sort of does, but like they're just planning to go wide in that case. This hand looks great. It's wasteland proof, and we have a bunch of chalices. We're gonna keep. So yeah, even if they counter chalice, like we can just jam another one if we want. They mulled to 5, so like this chalice might just nut crush them. If they like force chalice and then another chalice comes out, like that's brutal. that is not going to be good against this. Go. We are going to just jam these chalices until they die. Eventually they will. So go ahead and force it. There's also maybe a reason. Oh, Cephalid Coliseum. That's interesting. So that's a threshold card. So Relic could actually be good against that. I think here we're just going to play Silvergill Adept. I will show them a Lord of Atlantis. Put this over here so because we know that they know about it. Ah, that's beautiful. One other option, we can play Chalice on 0 here in order to turn off Engineered Explosive, so I think I'm going to do that. Because then they can't get rid of Chalice that way. This Curse Catcher is going to be Force Food. Like, they're in a shit ton of trouble. Okay. I've got more creatures than you have removal spells, especially because you mulled to 5. This is not good for them at all. Island. Let's see. What do we do here? Could play True Name Nemesis, but then if they play Revoker, or if they play Plague Engineer, that could be an issue. But the other alternative is that if we draw another blue land, then we might want to play double Lords next turn. And I think I am willing to force a Plague Engineer anyway. Because, yeah, if we untap with this, like, our chances of winning just skyrocket, so... They're just casting this for Threshold. Beautiful. And we just keep drawing basic lands in the face of this, so... Like, I think he's dead next turn, right? He goes to 13, and then he's taking 11. Alright, well, no, he's not quite dead. If we draw a Lord, he's dead, but... okay, so he can't use both of these this turn, or otherwise... Yeah, like, now he's taking 11 damage, so if he taps this for mana, he loses, and then if he uses a Force of Will, he loses. Unless, yeah, like, it's tough for him at the moment. So maybe this is like a 4-color control deck. That's kind of weird. I'm kind of curious what this card is for. That's a very strange card to have in this deck right now. But I think he realizes if he tries to play something like that's going to be a problem, so... He doesn't have an island, so that's surprising. Abrupt Decay. I can't counter that. Okay. Attack. I'll play another Chalice on 1. There's no reason to play this Cavern now, so... The situation is still very grim because he's dead next turn, so... Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but like it does not seem like it lines very well against these two cards. Like this card is actually helpful, but not when we have multiples in the field. I don't know, are we gonna get like the salt in the chat? That happens sometimes, and that's great. Ren and 6. Do I care about that? I don't think so. No, go for it. Yeah, you can get your Misty back. I don't know what that does for you. Go to 5, that's fine. So Underground Sea, so you've given us Island Walk. Hmm. So if you have Snapcaster, you might just die, so... Attack you. I mean, your best case scenario is that you play Snapcaster and try to block, and then maybe die next turn instead. So I'm curious, what is your plan? You're gonna kill this thing? Yeah, okay. Well, that was that. I guess it was some kind of weird 4-color control deck that we absolutely curb stomped with True Name Nemesis, so... yeah, that was great. It looks like, yeah, they're trying Drown in the Lock, so that was neat. Yeah, it didn't really help them very much. Dude, I didn't even look to see if I had cards in my graveyard. I guess it just did not matter, but... yeah, that was pretty brutal. They mulled to 5, and they just did not have a chance. The Chalice came out early enough to stop them from doing much with their mana, so... Sometimes Chalice is really good against those decks, and sometimes it's not, because there are some times where they're just going to like Abrupt Decay it, and or like Kolaghan's Command it, and they just pretend that you don't even have it. But then if you get it out early enough before they can try to like dig through their deck to find those cards, then it can actually be really effective. And I do think that if you have multiple Chalices, sometimes it is worth playing 1 on 0 just because one out that they sometimes run is Engineered Explosives, which they will play on 0 and then just blow up the Chalice that way. But taking that line away from them is sometimes good. So yeah, so that was quick. That was 18 minutes. Excuse me. Yeah, that did not even break a sweat. It'd be like that sometimes though. If they're, yeah, I don't. True Name just kind of did its thing. That's why that card is so ridiculously busted in this format, and why we're the best True Name deck, because we get to play True Name that is bigger than our opponent's True Names and backed up with like Force and Chalice. So it's helpful. All right, well, now it's gonna take longer to find another opponent than it is to like than it did for the actual game that we just played. All right. I was just trying to think. Yeah, so 4 colors they usually have. So yeah, he played Ren and 6 in his deck. I'm assuming there's like Baleful Strix. He did play Abrupt Decay, and presumably there might be some number of Assassin's Trophies. They diversify sometimes. Plague Engineer is usually common to that deck. They didn't play like any Astrolabs in their deck though, which is interesting. I didn't see any, so... Some of them play that because it makes the mana fixing easier, and some choose to just go heavy at dual lands. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, well, we are really good at killing those kinds of decks. They stumble in their mana, and that's one of the huge things you notice. We played 4 basic islands in that match, and that turn 1 Wasteland did absolutely nothing for them. Did not help them cast a single card, and yeah, it just sat there and basically wasn't even a card that they drew. It just contributed nothing to their game plan at all. And that's one of the good things about being like the deck in the format that plays like more basic lands than pretty much any other deck. It's like maybe Burn plays as many, but like how many people play Burn? Like I don't see it. I think we've played against it exactly one time on this channel, so yeah, it's not very often. Oh, 3.5 minutes already. Why is it taking so long? I just want to play Legacy, damn it. The viewers want to see Legacy. That's what everybody's here for. Why is this happening? Let's go. Somebody. There's got to be somebody in this queue that wants to play. I'm not cutting this out. You guys are going to enjoy this time with me. We are sharing a moment together. All right. Up here we go. Finally. Let's join before they run away. Alright, so it is a different opponent, so that's good to know. Yes, I would love to go first. This is a very risky hand. If we don't draw a second land, we're basically dead, so I don't think that I can keep it. This is much, much better. I'm going to put Waterlogged Grove in the bottom, I think. They also mold to 6. This hand is incredibly better than what we were just looking at. 2 lands is hugely important, so play Curse Catcher, and then we can play Chalice in turn 2 and hope that it's going to be good against their deck. And hopefully we won't have to use this Lord of Atlantis for this Force of Will. Misty Rainforest. So this is usually a sign that Chalice is good. Basic Forest is not a sign that Chalice is good. This means maybe it's like elves? This could be like a food chain deck, possibly. But in any case, it's unlikely that this is going to be very good. Blast Zone, that's not good. This means it's probably a Knight of the Reliquary deck. Well, I don't think we have a choice. We have to make them... they have to have another mana before they can do anything with that, so let's attack their life total. I'm not going to play the other Curse Catcher because I need it for Force of Will. In case they try to play like Savannah and then Knight of the Reliquary, I need to counter that. But this way, this puts a clock on their life total very fast. Oh, no! No! Oh, no! Why are you doing this? This is not fair. Alright, undo. Let's make sure we actually are going to get to do this first. So this, yeah, alright, this is not where we want to be in life right now. So this might actually be lands. We haven't seen lands in a while. If we draw another land, we can save both of these and play Master of the Pearl Trident, which helps because it keeps him out of Punishing Fire range. I don't like where this is going. Put a charge in. Yeah, okay, so they're going to kill off Lord of Atlantis next turn. Alright. Alright, so it looks like we are not going to be playing Master of the Pearl Trident no matter what this turn, so... However, they might have to crack the Blast Zone. Silvergill's in hand now, so we might be able to deploy Silvergill next turn. Wasteland, so they're probably going to blow up Cavern. Alright, well, yeah. That was a good draw. So this is definitely lands, because they have not cast a single spell here, so... Alright, so let's play this. So they're at 7, so what can happen is if we play Silvergill, it's still 3 turns. If we play Master, it's 2 turns. However, this might draw us more lands, and it's very, very likely they're going to Wasteland Cavern next turn. There might be a scenario where we get stuck with this in hand, and I think you know what, Master is going to make more sense here. Because if they play Punishing Fire, I think we just have to force it and try to kill them in 2 turns. And if we draw another land, then we can maybe try to get Silvergill out, but... Mazavith, that sucks. That's going to slow us down. Alright. Yeah, I keep, like, clicking on this to pay for it. And alright. Yes, I do want to pay for it. Alright, tax. So they'll maze the Master, I believe. That's what's going to happen. Yep, and take 2. We're going to play this Chalice on 0, in case they draw, like, Mox Diamond. We're not far from killing them, though. If we can hold out for, like, you know, another 2 turns, we can have a decent chance here. Especially if we draw another land, because getting Silvergill out means that we can actually win in, like, 2 turns. Okay, well, that's not helpful. Alright, well, this is getting close. So they have, I think, 2 more turns in order to find a way to either kill one of these creatures. Oh, fuck, yeah, that's the problem. So, yeah, we need to find another land now so we can get Silvergill online. So now they can just double maze us every turn. And now, oh, that's terrible. Well, we lose. Because they can just make a Merit Lodge at end of turn. So, how do we win here? Save this one. No. So we have to draw Trickster. Yeah, we lose here. They have enough mana sources, right? 1, no, 1, 2? This Thespian Stage can't tap, alright, for mana. So they need 1 more mana source, so... Alright, then I guess we're just playing Silvergill Adept. We'll reveal True Name Nemesis. Because we have to draw more lands, I think. Then... I could attack, but they can definitely just maze it. Can't copy it right now. No, it's only 2, so no, we're dead. Never mind. It's 2 and tap it. Yeah, no, that was fine. No, we're dead. Lands just kills us. We have a very hard time beating lands. Like, this deck is insane. I don't care like what anybody else says. Like, lands is not the match that we want to ever be up against. It's just ridiculous. Relic, I think, is good against this. Now, the problem is, like, do I keep in Chalice against this deck? Chalice on 1 does stop some of their stuff, but it does not stop everything. And the forces, again, are sort of necessary, but at the same time, they don't deal with everything. Brazen Borrower does stop that. I don't think Phyrexian Revoker is good because all the things that we want to care about are lands. See, we sort of... Yeah, I think maybe, like, on the draw here, these are not going to be as good. We'll just play Relics and Surgicals in hopes that that's going to slow them down. Some of the lands players keep in Punishing Fire against us, and some of them try to take it out because of True Name. Now, we also could side out Force of Will for Force of Negation, because this actually exiles Punishing Fire. The only thing that it doesn't deal with is Tireless Tracker, but if we come up against Tireless Tracker, you know what, so be it. That's just how it's going to be. Curse Catcher is not particularly great. Tireless Tracker is just going to let them draw a bajillion cards, and like we can't stop that, but maybe I'll just take in Tidebinder Mage just as a hedge against it. Alright, let's do it like this. They do bring in like Crows and Grip sometimes, so it's not like Chalice is that good. Oh, this hand is fucking awful. It's got a bunch of mana sources in it, but it's really slow. Like, the odds that we are going to kill lands with this hand is just incredibly bad, so... This is also terrible. No. Fuck. I guess we have to keep this. Put a True Name in a Cavern on the bottom. I could, yeah, well, jeez, what do I do with this Relic? Like, the Relic is okay against their deck, but it stops Life from the Loam from being a thing. But we might just want the extra mana sources. I think we might need that. Alright, well, I'm going to keep these two. Alright, this is not good. This is pretty bad, but... We almost had game 1, but I think there was a few turns we needed to draw another land, and we just couldn't do it. Yeah, Mox Diamond. Or no, fuck. Yeah, I sided Chalice out. We were on the play this time. It didn't matter, though, because, like, they can just do this, so... This looks like they're hedging for a very, very quick Merit Lodge. And if Merit Lodge comes out, then there's not much we can do. Like, that's one of the few things our deck is just very weak against, is just getting Merit Lodge right away. But, like, they can totally just play, like, Dark Depths this turn, tap to the Forest and Mox Diamond to copy it, and they turn 2 Merit Lodge, so... They have 2 cards left in hand, so let's see what they are. I think... They went to 6 and we went to 5, so... Yeah, alright, we lose. I guess I can wait 1 turn just to see if we draw the Borrower, or the Trickster. That's not going to do it. Alright, we're dead. Because they are just going to make a Merit Lodge and we die. So, alright, well, game over. Lands, that was a turn 3 kill out of lands, and we had no interaction for that whatsoever. Like, Venser is not fast enough to beat turn 3 Merit Lodge. Alright, well, we got one really, really good match in one match where we got absolutely obliterated, so, you know, it is what it is. Move on. Alright, let's be on the play. Well, that's a mulligan. There's no lands. This is also similarly bad, but I guess we're going to keep it. We'll put a Force in the bottom, I think, so that way we can go Vile and then have a Force up to hopefully protect it. I just don't think mulliganing this to 5 is really in our interest, so we're just going to pitch one of these Forces to the bottom and just pray. There are a lot of decks where this hand would be actually kind of good against, so. Like, probably against Stoneblade, this hand's pretty good. Get the Vial out early enough, and then we can get True Name out. That could stop them in their tracks. Maybe if we're lucky, we can even counter like Stoneforge Mystic. They kept 7 cards. Alright. Well, they know what's up right away, so we have to play the Cavern and Merfolk. Alright, how well is the rest of my night gonna go? Are you gonna like Force of Negation this Aether Vial? I really don't want to have to counter a Force of Negation right now. Especially because there's a very high chance that Force of Negation is in a Wasteland deck, and if they Wasteland this, that's so bad. But if they do Force of Negation, like, I think we have to pitch the Curse Catcher. This is... what's taking them so long? Are they just deciding if they have to force this or not? If we played Cavern of Souls on Merfolk, like, if you don't have Wasteland, then it makes sense why you're taking this long, but... I don't know, like, I don't want to read too much into this because a lot of opponents that I've seen just like seemingly spend a ton of time debating these kinds of things, and then it just turns out they had it all the whole time anyway, so this is all we can do. They've spent almost 2 minutes just debating, yeah, a little over 2 minutes just debating this. I don't know, maybe, alright, so they are going to Force of Negation it. Yeah, we have to counter this. I want the Aether Vial, god damn it. Thassa, damn it. Sorry. There's only one god and it's Thassa. Gotta get it right. Well, they're at 5 cards and we're at 2. Alright, we need to draw islands so we can play Silvergill Adept next turn. Alright, well, Fortification means this is probably a Delver deck. Or no, the Stoneblade, okay, so that makes sense. Alright. Maybe? It could be a 4-color deck, but I'm willing to believe this is more likely Stoneblade. They play a lot of basics in that deck. Well, we need another land to get that out, so... The worst thing that can happen is, like, they find a way to kill our Aether Vial this turn. Because we will try to jam Silvergill Adept so we can try to draw that land and play Chalice in 1. Alright, Jeskai. Alright, maybe this... Alright, this could be a Delver or Mentor deck, then. It's fine. It means True Name is probably pretty strong. And Chalice is also strong. Like, the 3 cards we have left are probably, like, 3 of the best cards against this deck. Alright, so we are going to get Silvergill out. So they wasted a Force of Negation already, so hopefully they don't have another Force. Actually, you know what? Even if they do, it's not that bad. Yeah, because we could still, like, Violent Silvergill. And now we're just looking to draw and land off Silvergill so we know if we have to tick Vial up or not. Tundra. Okay. Nothing, huh? Okay, I'm cool with that. They might just have a bunch of cantrips left in hand. Well, that was not a good draw here. I'm not going to tick up Aether Vial just yet. And I'm not putting Lord out just yet because if this is like the Jeskai deck, they might have Supreme Verdict. So I'll wait till their end step. Ooh. 3 mana, so what is this? Narset. Narset's fine. We can kill Narset. So they're going to get to dig for 1 card, so... Alright, what do you got? Ponder. Oh! That was a really poor Narset because of this Chalice. So we're going to kill Narset with that. Again, I think I'm not ready to tick this up just yet. That's good. I'm gonna save my True Name Nemesis because I don't want to waste it just yet. I could have played Cavern this turn. Actually, maybe I should have. But at the same time, like, I don't know if this is I don't think this deck plays Wasteland in it. I'm not sure. Interesting. So it looks like maybe they just can't do anything. That's actually great. If you want to trade Snapcaster with this, I'm kind of cool with that. Okay, that's fine. You can trade Snapcaster with this, and you go to 13, and then I will play True Name. The other option is I could play a Chalice right now, in case they play Teferi, but I think that True Name Nemesis is just the right thing to do. So I want to keep the pressure on them before they can find a way to get out of this. This gives us 3 turns to kill them, maybe 2. Depends if we draw a Lord next turn. They might not have an answer in hand to this either. Because now they'd have to choose, like, oh, do I Council's Judgment, True Name Nemesis, or Chalice of the Void? But I think then we'll play Chalice on 1 next turn. Just in case, like, if they do find an answer to it. Like, if they find Teferi and try to bounce it, then they're not going to... They'll have this one that still locks out their 1-drops. Alright, well, they don't have anything, so that's good. What are you waiting for? Like... See, now Teferi is not even good enough here. Because it won't unlock Chalice, even if they bounce it. So right now they're taking 5, which is 2 turns and they're dead. A Lord puts them to 1. Yeah, it looks like they're just stuck with all 1-drops in hand and no more lands. So they discarded the Ponder. That's fine. Nope. Does it show me which art this is now? We'll just Violent Silvergill at the end of their turn, probably. It may not be necessary, though, because, again, we have True Name Nemesis, so... They Council's Judgment this is our backup plan. Spicy, I like it. Alright, so what is your plan? Jace the Mind Sculptor still loses. You could have Cryptic Command, I guess. Your Supreme Verdict? Okay. So yeah, they're going to lose to the Silvergill Adept. Alright, concede. Yeah, okay. Excellent. So yeah, this definitely looks like this could be a Miracles deck. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Miracles deck has Force of Negation in the main deck. Either. So, yeah, like, the Mentor deck is basically the same version as the Miracles list. It's just a matter of whether you choose to run Entry or Mentor as your win condition. I think they've been trending towards Entry, but it's entirely possible that they're going to go with Mentor still. Like, a lot of people like Mentor a little bit more, and I think that's fair. And that's honestly the thing that's more likely to kill us. I think Dismember against Mentor is fine. See, I think what Tuxdev likes to side out Force of Will against like these sorts of decks. That's a reasonable plan. I guess Curse Catcher is okay. The Revoker is also fine. It's not amazing. I don't really like changing much here. I think he also brings in Flusterstorm and Venser. But there's not really much that I'm concerned about bouncing with Venser, so, because we already have 2 Borrowers in the main deck, so I don't feel like I need that effect very much. The only thing Venser is like better than this against is Supreme Verdict, but I think we can navigate that with careful play anyway. Yeah, so now we're on the draw. So do we want Curse Catcher or do we want to side out something else? The thing is, this has more synergy with the rest of our deck. Maybe like Merfolk Trickster might not be as good. I kind of like the Revoker because this can still name things like Engineered Explosives and Teferi, which are some of their only ways to break out of this. So maybe I'll side out Trickster. I think this is fine. Like, it's honestly hard to go wrong against this deck. We have so many good cards against them. I don't think there's necessarily a strategy that's like that's super winning or losing. So, this is a hand that like we have Chalice and Curse Catcher and Force, which are very good. We even have Dismember, but this Waterlog Grove is going to deal us a lot of damage, and we don't have a second land to play any of these lords. So, as much as I would love to keep that, I can't with just 2 lands. And I think this is not much better, but we are going to keep it. And Mutavault, I think, goes on the bottom. So we'll go Island, probably Mutavault, and then Cavern. Unless we draw like a Silvergill or a Lord, then we want to play Cavern first, I think. I just don't really want to play Cavern of Souls until the turn where you know that you're going to cast something with it. Just in case for some reason they have like a Wasteland, which I don't think these decks normally do. That's more of a Delver thing. This is okay. It's not a great hand. Force is not... It's not a card you really want 2 of against them, but the thing is we have to put the land away because we need a second blue card to pitch to the first one, so we're keeping this. Scalding Tarn, alright, what do you got? Probably Ponder first turn, I'm assuming. Could be Astrolab. Yeah, okay, that's fine. You just get your mana fixing out. Alright, we want to draw not lands. What did I just say about that? Alright, so we're going to play Island, and then... Well, actually, so here's the thing. If we play Island, then we can't cast True Name Uncounterably turn 3 and attack with Mutavault in turn 4, so actually maybe we need to play Mutavault, then Cavern, and then Island. So that way we can go turn 3 True Name, they can't counter it, and then turn 4 we can potentially cast like a Lord if we draw one and attack with the Mutavault. That makes the most sense to me. You gotta think about like how you want to sequence your mana like many turns in advance in order to be able to play this right. So yeah, if I want the possibility of attacking with this in turn 4, then I need to play this in turn 2. Because playing it in turn 3 is going to screw this up. I mean, you could play the Cavern on turn 2, but if you play the Cavern in turn 2, then you're basically telling him, I don't have a Lord, or I'm not, yeah, that's hard to say. Well, no, if you play the Cavern in turn 2, you could play the Mutavault turn 3, but it exposes this a little bit more, and I think this is more important. Again, like, the odds that if something gets wastelanded, I would rather it be this, because again, I think this is more important against the deck that's also running like Pyroblast and Force of Wills and shit like that. And they might just think our plan for turn 3 is just attack with this, so there's no way that they could know that. So what are you doing here? You played Flooded Strand. I'm really thinking about this. It was like the first game. I can't possibly imagine that, like, this kind of deck is a deck that you double queue with, because there's no way that you could, like, reasonably play 3 games and 2 matches at the same time. So, maybe it's something, maybe there's just something going on and it's just attention is away from the PC at the moment. That's what I'm assuming. But it's kind of weird, so, alright. Revoker's actually pretty good, because we can actually name Astrolabe with this if we want. But their mana is already pretty fixed. I think that our best thing to name right now is Teferi. Either that or Narset. Narset's actually not bad either. The thing is, Narset doesn't get rid of this, though. Teferi does. But you know what? If they bounce this with Teferi, do I even care? Not really. The thing that I care about is that they could tick up Teferi and try to cast Supreme Verdict in my turn, but... I think I'm gonna name Narset. Because that seems like the card they'd rather run out first anyway. I think they'd rather keep Teferi for a turn where they can bounce Chalice or something with it. And they could just Swords to Plowshares this right now if they want. I mean, it's possible to name Astrolabe. The thing is, if we name that, then they definitely are going to just get like a Tundra or something instead. Okay, Ponder. That seems good for us. So it means you're not playing a devastating 3-drop this turn. It means you... I mean, they could still have Supreme Verdict up next turn, so... maybe I don't want to do this just yet. The Mutavault and the Phyrexian Revoker might just be fine here. Especially if they're not doing anything that might mean that they have Snapcaster Mage in the way. Snapcaster value block seems reasonable for them. So let's think about this. If they do have Snapcaster Mage, I think I'm fine with trading it with this thing, but I don't think I want to trade it with Mutavault. So let's attack first and see what happens. Interesting. We'll just pass. I'm not really inclined to expose this right just yet. Mutavault is one of our best cards against Supreme Verdict, so I want to get them in a position where they Verdict first, and then I have True Name and Mutavault up afterwards, so it makes it a lot harder for them to deal with both of these. I don't want to get 2-for-1s in the verdict. That's basically the thing. Okay, that's fine. So I think here, if they have verdict, they have it. But they're not going to be able to counter this. So Supreme Verdict at this point is the only card that gets rid of this. It probably takes their entire turn. And even if they verdict it, we still have Mutavault left, so it's something. Interesting. So it looks like maybe they don't have it. Because I think this would be a turn where you'd probably want to do it. Oh, that's good. Now we have Hardcast Force of Will up. At the end of their turn, we might get to a point where we flash in Trickster. Or we could double Force now. Their hand can't be that good, though. Like, if they didn't do anything last turn, what are they hoping that they're going to accomplish right now? Do you have Terminus or something that you're looking to hardcast? I'm confused. Well, whatever they're doing, it looks like their plan is going into motion now. So I'm guessing Verdict this turn. Yeah, here it comes. Okay. So did you just draw this? Alright, we'll attack. So again, now if this is a turn where if they have Snapcaster, they don't get to use it for value. That was a good turn for us. Got 4 damage in, they didn't kill a creature. What are you doing right now? Okay, sure, that's fine. I'm not worried about that Aether Vial was played just for the sake of playing it. I don't care about that at all. That seems like a real waste of a card. Like, you should be holding on to this in case I draw Chalice of the Void. You want to Pyroblast this? That's fine. That doesn't seem like a winning plan. Alright. So we'll play Lord of Atlantis. We'll animate Mutavault. They're running out of cards, and they have not presented anything close to an actual threat against us. The way they played makes me suspect that their hand is not very good. There's just a bunch of stupid cards that don't do very much. And we still have Force of Will up for anything of serious significance. But right now, this Force is looking pretty good. Like, even if they verdict the board, this Mutavault still threatens to kill them in 2 turns. So Snapcaster Supreme Verdict is not a good plan. If anything, they're going to Snapcaster Swords to Plowshares, so that's a good thing. Do I Force of Will, Snapcaster Mage? I think that I do, because again, now if they can't kill this like this turn, then they just die. So let's just make them have to. And then this puts us in a position where even if they Snapcaster Swords, this drawing a Lord just kills them. Yeah, so now okay, they can force it back, that's fine. So they have 1 card left in hand. They can kill our Lord, but if we top deck a Lord, they're dead. Not very good for them. But we really need to draw well this turn and not draw like another land. Like, The other Merfolk Trickster is good. Like, pretty much most of the cards in our deck are very good at this point. Alright, Pyroblast away. I have no cards in hand. You can just kill this right now. Well, that's not really what I wanted. I don't really have any reason to play it, though, so... Alright, so I guess our plan here is we're just hoping to try to draw something. Before they do, hopefully. Attacking is suicide for them right now. I don't think they can afford to go to 1 life. That's really good. I could tap this and put them to 1. I think what I'm going to do is wait till the end of their turn, and then I will flash this in, and then, yeah, that forces them to do something, and their best case scenario is they're taking 2. Ponder, okay. So they might attack here. Like, that's fine. The Trickster was a good draw. This might make them greedy enough to attack with Snapcaster, and if they do, then they're dead. Because they also have to consider, like, how are they going to win the game, so... And if I didn't cast anything, the odds that I have another Trickster are not very good, so let's see. Are you greedy? Or are you going to play it safe? Yes! The greed! Come on! Yes, it'll be your undoing. Okay. End step, Merfolk Trickster. Alright. Are you dead, opponent? So now even if they kill one of these, again, drawing a Lord still threatens to kill them anyway. So, we'll see. Of course, if they have a 3rd Snapcaster Mage, then that's kind of what it is, but... We are going to go for it. Alright, they didn't have it. Alright, well, their greed cost them the game, so awesome. So we beat 2 control decks and lost 2 lands, so, you know, that's typically how Legacy goes for Merfolk so far. 2-1, alright, not bad. So that was a match. We played carefully. We didn't get super greedy. I think we played at the pace that we needed to play at in order to give us top decks to win the game. And yeah, our opponent got greedy in a position where they could not really afford it, and they ended up dying because we were willing to go for it and they had nothing. Yeah, their hand could not have really been that good if that in that situation. Like, maybe they just kept a bunch of like Force of Negations or something. Like, Wear and Tear obviously was really terrible, so yeah, I don't know. It's really good match for us, though. Alright, we are on the draw. Felish. Or Philish. Okay, I don't know. It sounds like Fish. He chooses to play first. This hand is fine. If we're up against like a combo deck, then it's not that good, but I think that it's a fine hand for us to keep in the blind. Oh, fuck no. This is not... We are not good against Mox Diamond decks. This is definitely Knight of the Reliquary deck. Alright, well, we're playing Aether Vial, I guess. They discarded the step. The step kind of makes me like concerned about Merit Lodge because like that's usually played in these decks a lot. This could also be lands again. That's totally possible. Lands does play this card just because they can crop rotation into it for Merit Lodge, and they also play the Taiga obviously for punishing fire. Tropical Islands. Whoa! All right. I don't like this. Oko. Oko is loco. Oh man, we're gonna get buried under this. Turn 2 Oko. Fuck. Not exactly where I want to be at the moment. You know, the Mox Diamond deck playing Oko. This card is ridiculously powerful. And I think, against our deck, I think it can actually just beat us. Like, he can just trade this food for Aether Vial at any given point that he wants. Yeah. It also can threaten to, like, steal pretty much any of our lords, which is not good either. Can trade the food with a Lord of Atlantis. It's dangerous as fuck. However, they played Tropical Island, so we do have Island Walk online. Alright, typically this is not very good on 1. And the problem is, even if it was actually good, he can just turn it into an elk. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Chalice and 0 to turn off more Mox Diamonds. I don't think this deck usually plays a lot of 1s that are relevant with this. Maybe they are because they're playing blue in their deck for Oko, but I'm assuming that they're playing a bunch of things like Punishing Fire and Knight of the Reliquary, which is why they have Mox Diamonds and Sarigi Step. Or Sajiri Step. I can never pronounce that correctly. I guess the more we find out about the list, then the more we're going to find out whether this is good or not. But we're going to play Curse Catcher and play Merfolk Trickster, and then hopefully try to attack this thing down. Because we effectively cannot kill them while Oko's on the field. They just gain too much life or threaten to steal our creatures, and that's just not good. So we have to, like, really put the hurt on this thing very quickly. Ugh. Alright, so 4 cards in hand. What else you got? They kept 7 cards, so... ooh, interesting. They've turned our Aether Vial into an elk. That's kind of good. Okay, you've elked the Aether Vial. That's going to make it a lot easier to kill this Oko, because now we can tap down a blocker and then attack. Well, I guess they're not going to be blocking because they have a fucking Tropical Island in play. But we can actually kill Oko, I think, now. They won't be able to block the Aether Vial because of the Trickster. So if they play Knight of the Reliquary here, then we just tap it and attack Oko and kill it. Lightning Bolt. Okay, that makes sense. You lightning bolted my Aether Vial. Oh, fuck. Well, this Mutavault's going to be very weak in the face of this. I don't have a choice here. We just have to do this. I have to, like, try to get this thing down quickly. And playing Waterlogged Grove this turn is not very good because it's just going to get wastelanded. They could have another Bolt in hand. That's entirely a thing. Because Mox Diamond. That's actually good. So let's attack Oko for 5, and then hopefully next turn we can kill it. And we're just praying they don't have more bolts. Because if they have another bolt, then our chances of killing this thing basically go out the window. But I am not liking what I am seeing on this side of the board right now. This is... No! Why? That's not fair. That's not fair. So, next turn I think we're likely going to play Waterlogged Grove and just try to find another lord. And I think that they are probably just going to make a food to tick it up to 6 so it keeps it out of range of dying. How did you have, like, turn 2 Oko with 2 lightning bolts? That's insane. I guess our opponent just knows what's up with Legacy right now. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah, that's happening. You bounce this Merfolk Trickster, that makes sense. That seems like a really good play, to be honest. It puts the pressure on us to definitely find a lord to kill off this Jace. Because now this is... The 2 of these together are just, like, so brutal. Alright, they have... You have a blocker, and that's going to be a problem. Because now we have to have another Island Walker to get through this. Yep. Okay, so we have to draw a Lord and attack Jace. If we draw a Lord on our first draw, that would be great. That's actually not that bad. Let's see here. We can play True Name Nemesis. Yeah, that's... So their options are we can either play Waterlogged Grove and try to dig for the Lord this turn, or we can play True Name Nemesis. So let's see. If we play True Name, then I think this can just +2 to get out of range of dying to this. They're not very good options all around, to be honest. Like, this Mox Diamond also might just become an Elk at some point. I think that I'm willing to take the greedy line here because I think that the odds of trying to rely on True Name to kill this is not very high. And the fail condition is that we're just going to play Merfolk Trickster at the end of their turn. And they know that we have Trickster in hand, so we can play Trickster and then True Name next turn. I think that's fine. So this is... So what the fuck is this? It's a Mox Diamond Brainstorm deck. Like, these are two cards that are very rarely, if ever, played in the same deck together. So now I'm really confused as to what's going on. So maybe this is like Oko Super Friends or something. Let me see what this looks like. Yeah, this is definitely letting me think that this is what's going on. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, you get that back. I don't like where this is going. Alright. Let's see. I'm looking to see what this deck looks like. So is this a fucking Saffron Olive deck? Oh my god. No. I don't see maybe not this one. Okay. No, that's fuck, that's an old one. What's new? I want to show things from the last month. Okay, this looks like what we're dealing with here. 2 Mox Diamonds, okay. Okay, well, Merfolk Trickster is going to come down. We're going to tap down this food token. I'm trying to... This is a list that's new, and I've never seen it before, and I imagine it's... Oko has just made this exist for the first time, so... Question is, what exactly are we doing with our lives right now? The Mox Diamond, there's only 2 of them in the deck, so not that good. So let's see. 2 Jace, 1 Teferi, 2 Okos, 2 Narsets, 1 Dak Vaden, 3 Renin 6. 4 Force of Wills, 2 Supreme Verdicts, a Force of Negation, 1 Council's Judgment, like 4 Swords, 4 Ponder. So this Chalice on 1 seems good, but they're using Oko to kind of deal with it. And they only have 2 Wastelands in the deck, but the problem is they have Renin 6, so they can just repeatedly Wasteland us out of the game. So what do I go after here? I guess I have, like, a lot of these are a problem for us. What is the thing that needs to die the most? If I attack Renin 6 with Merfolk Trickster and attack Jace, maybe that's the best thing, because then this will go to 2, and then this will go to 3. Alright. So we're going to play True Name Nemesis, I think, with Cavern of Souls, just to play around to Force of Will. Because I think this True Name is going to have to kill this next turn and then try to kill this. So if we kill the Wrenn and 6, then we can get the Mutavault to live. Alright, so you are going to attack Wrenn and 6. You are going to attack Jace. This way, even if the... Yeah, so they can't counter the True Name Nemesis here. And our plan is that we want to kill this Wrenn and 6 so at least one of these Mutavaults can live. Alright. Yeah, Brainstorm, go for it. So, alright. We are hoping that this True Name Nemesis is going to connect with them. Yeah, I think we have to kill this first. They're going to make an Elk, that's fine. Because that means that these are a lot more unable to attack. Unless we draw a Lord. A Lord is still a good draw, but I think they're likely to Fate Seal us. Yeah, Wasteland plus Wrenn and 6, so we can get Wasteland back. And I think we're going to have to throw Mutavault in front of this, so hopefully that... The problem is if they have another Wrenn and 6, then the Mutavaults are just doomed. But this is the only line I think that gives us a chance here. He's not going to let us have a Lord on top. So he put a card in the bottom, so that means it could have... So we have a chance at drawing a good card this turn. Well, we had a chance. It didn't happen, but... Attack Wrenn and 6. Play Mutavault, even though he's going to Wasteland it. That's just has to be how it is. Then next turn we can play the other one. Okay. We're gonna. I think the next thing we go after is Jace the Mind Sculptor. We have to try to kill this thing. And yeah, we just need him not to play more Planeswalkers, because this is already about close to the limit we can deal with. Alright, well, this Mutavault's doomed. Yep, make a food. So he drew 3 cards with Jace, so we have a chance. Oh, that's great. So what are our options here? We can actually bounce Oko. Hmm. So let's attack Jace the Mind Sculptor. I might actually just want to play this as a flyer. Alright. Well, he was very hesitant to use the last Wasteland, so he might not want to use this one. Now, if he pluses Jace again, we can still flash in the Borrower in order to kill it. So he doesn't know that we drew this. And he bottoms another card, so maybe it was like another True Name Nemesis. Alright. We're slowly getting through this, though. The thing is, like, the 3/3s are not very relevant against us because the True Name Nemesis is threatening to just do a lot of damage here. And what else? We could bounce the Oko, but we don't have a way to really counter it, and even if we bounce it, it comes down with more counters anyway. Okay. That's fine. I think here we're just going to cast Brazen Borrower as a 3/3 flyer. No, that's not terribly helpful. Alright, so here I think we have to go after Jace. It's only got 4 cards in hand. This is not insurmountable. Alright, he bolts that. Jace still... I mean, if he had bolt, he had bolt. I can't deal with that. So Jace is killable next turn. I don't want to play the Cavern until we need to. Because again, like this is a Force of Will deck, so if we draw a Lord, I want to be able to get it through a Force. Jace is going to go down next turn, so he might just start attacking us, though. That's a consideration. So it looks like he's willing to just let Jace die to the True Name. If he attacks us for 9, I think there's a good chance that we just want to attack Oko with these 2 dummies. And we could trade with one of these food tokens, but I don't know that that's good. I think our power isn't our Lords going wide, so we have to see what we draw. This is getting out of hand, though. He's making way more 3/3s than we can deal with, and we don't have Echoing Truth in the deck to deal with it. He's using a lot more of his clock than we are, though, so... Alright, well, he didn't attack, so that's a good sign. So kill Jace. Alright, we'll play it on Merfolk. Just because now we threaten to hardcast Force of Will. But with 4 3/3s, I don't know what we can really accomplish here. Now we're in a position where we almost kind of have to block these. We need another True Name Nemesis, I think, to deal with this thing. It's not a good sign. Alright, another Jace. Oh, this is a fucking mountain to climb. The only hope we have is that maybe he's going to run lower on time, because we're still at almost 18 minutes, but he's now below 14. So, he's been very cautious. I think he should have started attacking with these by now. Like, Oko is safe enough that he really should just be attacking me. Its loyalty protects it right now. So I kind of think here that I have to actually double block this and just go to 14. Okay, yeah, Chalice and 0 does counter this still, so... But Chalice, we really want Chalice on 1 against this deck. Oh, that is bad. Fuck, that is terrible. Yep, I think now he's going to start to make his attacks. Here we go. Interesting. So, he's got 2 cards left in hand. No, I think I gotta take this. Come on, True Name. That's not bad. So you kill Jace the Mind Sculptor, you attack Oko. This is not very good, but this is the best we can do. Alright. We're trying. We are very, very much trying here. Thespian Stage. Alright, so this is a Dark Depths deck too? Was that what the fuck's going on? Alright, well, now that's an elk. That's... I mean, I kind of figured something like that might happen, but whatever. So this version of this deck does appear to be playing Dark Depths in it, which the one I was looking at did not. Alright, this shit needs to stop. I don't think there's any reason not to do this. Let's go with Horror. Again, just in case he has Force. Oh, fuck, I didn't tap it for mana of any color. Oops. I'm gonna fucking be so mad if he forces this. Oh my god. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's just gonna get fucking Merit Lodge right now. We lose. That's all it took. Like, okay, so the fact that you have Merit Lodge in your deck means that, like, instantly this is a very bad matchup for us. Oh god, alright, what do we want? Relic? Dismember? You have things like Reclaimer. Actually, maybe not Dismember. I don't know, that's hard to say. Tidebinder Mage? Venser? These are cards that are okay, but... like, you play a lot of 1-drops in this deck, it seems, so I really kind of want to keep the Chalices, and you have a lot of Planeswalkers, so these seem pretty good. Curse Catcher seems really pitiful, though. So, Borrower is fine. Could play some number of Forces, but I think the rest of these cards, I kind of like them a little bit more. Alright, well, this is not very good, and I think that we just kind of have to aggro him out before he manages to find a threat that sticks. Damn it, I don't want to play against these decks. They're fucking terrible. This hand is also terrible. This is so bad. No, I can't keep that. This is not really much better. This is really actually kind of bad. We mold to 6, but we have to keep this. I'm going to put Vial in the bottom, and we're just going to have to use Force to protect it. There's also an argument that you could put Force in the bottom and keep 2 Vials. But I think the Force is worth a little bit more because we have to protect ourselves from getting comboed out of the game. This is definitely not the kind of match that I want to be up against, though. You saw how insane Oko was. Like, we were able to deal with pretty much everything that wasn't Oko, but the fact that it just had like a bajillion loyalty to it means that we did not really have any chance against it. It made like a, what, 4 or 5 3/3 Elks, and that was just more than enough. Oh, no. Like, I cannot let this be a thing. You are at 3 cards already. No. That's too much value. Like, you're just gonna kill us if you turn 1 Ren and 6 us. Alright, please draw an island. The one time I actually do want to draw an island, I cannot. Alright, well, nothing bad can happen to this Vial because if it does, we die. Brainstorm away! Alright, what's going on? I'm hoping you don't have any more lands. And that your plan was just to keep getting them back. Oh, well, fuck, we're dead. That's also bad, because this also threatens to just kill us. Alright, well, we have no choice but to put Silvergill Adept in play. Because we have to draw lands. I could play this on 0, but I don't think that actually matters right now. The problem is this Elfish Reclaimer over the course of the next 2 turns is going to just get Merit Lodge and kill us. He can do it this turn to get Thespian Stage, he can do it next turn to get the Dark Depths, and then untaps and then gets a Merit Lodge. Are you attacking with this? That is a really bold plan. Why? Oh, you'd have to sacrifice the Taiga. You don't have any more lands to sacrifice. That's interesting. I see how it is. Alright, maybe we're fine if they don't have anything else here. Let's play this Chalice on 1 so that hopefully if they have lightning bolts, I need them not to bolt the lords. Because we can't race without the lords. If they have lightning bolt, I need them to use it on this. But otherwise, like, I need to slow them down so that I can catch back up. That's the long and the short of it. But if they don't find a bolt right now, then I think we have a very high chance of, like, racing this. So we can attack for 3, put them to 16, and then next turn we're threatening to attack for a lot more. No, he found a bolt. Alright, well. It's fine. This still isn't that bad. Like, we can come back against this. Alright, well, now we have Island Walk, which is nice. If we can draw a Merfolk Trickster, that would actually be really good. No, 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 not Oko. Oh, that's worse. Oh, fuck, that is brutal, because now their aggro plan is just, like, going off the rails. I don't have a good way of dealing with this. Their deck is, like, made up of just, like, every single card that's really good against us. I can't even cast that. So we're gonna get attacked for 8. Jeez. Fuck. Nope. So we're ticking Vial up to 3 and hoping that we draw Trinium Nemesis, because we have to be able to block this thing. You have Island Walk. Yeah, you can't block, so. But even that's not very good, because they can, at any given point now, just threaten to sacrifice the island and take away Island Walk, and just replace it with the protection from blue land. So Jerry's Steep. Yeah, this is a losing situation here. This Chalice is now actually hurting us more than it is hurting them, because I cannot nuke their graveyard. That's bad. This is not a good sign. Thespian Stage is not really what I want in my life right now. You just don't want to draw it. That makes sense. Well, if you play Dark Depth, then we lose. Yeah, alright. I guess... Alright, well... We're ticking this up to 3. No, it doesn't even matter, because we have to, if we draw True Name Nemesis, we lose anyway, so there's no point to ticking this up. Actually, we need to draw Silvergill Adept, maybe, into another card. Okay, that theoretically buys us some time. We don't have Island Walk, though, so if they make Merit Lodge right now... we can't block it, so... Yeah, like, attacking here is not good, because they have Mox Diamond and Taiga to just make Merit Lodge. This is one of the 2 cards that actually buys us a turn, but I'm not even sure, because we're going to have to chump block this thing. So I don't know what the long-term plan is here. Yep. Actually, they can just give it protection from blue, so we're going to die anyway. So I think what we have to do is let them declare an attack, because they have to attack with both of these things, and we have to tap this down and chump block both. Oh, fuck. We are just, like, so dead. There's, like, no way. Yeah. I ticked Vile up to 3, didn't I? Wasn't even paying attention. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, there's not really a good way to get around this, because if they attack with everything, we're going to lose our board. Alright, hopefully you don't have it. Alright, now you do. F6. Alright, well, we died to Merit Lodge again, so thank you. Welcome to Merfolk, where you have very good blue matchups, except if they run Merit Lodge. It's just that card it's so ridiculously hard for us to beat. They're playing all the really dangerous cards, so. Alright, can we go positive in this league? Can we? Please, on the play. This is not, again, one land is not keepable. This is somewhat better. We will put Merfolk Trickster in the bottom. Done. I guess we play Waterlog Grove first. Depending on what they do, depends on whether we play Silvergill or Chalice first. Oh, no, 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 no! Three of these in one night. We have gone like several leagues without even seeing this shit. Alright, Savannah, so like what does this mean? Probably a Knight of the Reliquary deck. So they might have like Mother of Runes or like Giver of Runes and Swords to Plowshares. So I still think we do want to play this Chalice in 1 first. So they also might have Elfish Reclaimers. I think this does enough where we still want to play it first, so that way Silvergill doesn't just die. Are you fucking kidding me? Are we playing against this same deck? I'm so sorry. I didn't even think to force that back. Oh well, that's... wait, they didn't do anything. Alright, well, I guess we're just doing this again. Okay. Fuck, I just blanked out for a second on Force of Will. I am gonna counter this one, asshole! No! This Chalice is gonna resolve, damn it! Sorry, my opponent is... I didn't mean that. That was mean, but... What is going on with my life right now? So, they kept a hand that has 1 land and a bunch of Force of Wills in it. Hold on a sec. Alright. Oh, fuck. I just, like... That was so insane. My brain just turned off. That... Of course, after we play Chalice on 1, we draw 2 Aether Vials in a row. Why would that not be the case? So this is a Bant deck of some kind, and I'm assuming that it has Oko in it. No, it's a 4-color deck. This is in fact the same thing that we were just up against. Okay, well, I'm just going to use Mutavault to kill this. Okay. Okay, don't lose. Just it's okay. I'm just glad that everybody here gets to watch this. we put Chalice on 1 and draw 3 Aether Files. Where were you on turn 1? Oh my god. It's ridiculous. Okay. I'm not even, like, here. I'm mentally somewhere just, like, far beyond the clouds right now. Just... How? How is this my life? They don't have anything that they can do. That doesn't even make sense. Maybe they just have a bunch of cantrips in hand and we're going to be able to kill them with Island Walk, but... I don't know. We'll find out. Is there Jace the Mind Sculptor in my future? Okay. Well, I don't know what else I can do here. calm down. This is not out of reach yet. Maybe Chalice in 1 is just going to save our asses. This should ensure that we have a good attack to kill them next turn. This also plays around them just trying to have Snapcaster Mage somehow. Alright, so if they can't do anything now, then we can kill them. Okay, so this looks promising. Oh man, I think I was just on autopilot that entire game. Like, after that shit just happened, you force my Chalice, and I don't counter it back. And then I end up playing another Chalice, which he forces again, and then finally I'm like, you know what, I have a Force Alone in my hand, but then 3 Aether Vials in a row, oh my god. And we still somehow won that game. That's insane. Alright, well, Chalice obviously worked there. I still think Relic, even though it's not perfect synergy with this, is important. And I still think Fire Exhaling Revoker is important, even though, again, it doesn't have perfect synergy with everything. I guess maybe we want Tidebinder Mage. Bring in Tidebinder, take out Curse Catchers. If they're going to have, like, Knight of the Reliquary or Elfish Reclaimer, then Tidebinder seems fine. I mean, Dismember could also be playable in this, but I don't know. Like, this is such a ridiculous thing. Like, because of the Wastelands, I can't really afford to take the Vials out. I kind of need them, but they are really bad when you're desperately wanting Chalice in 1. I don't know, that's fine, though. We just have to live with that. Can we please just... I want to go positive in this league, so, like... Okay, this is a keepable hand. Alright, we're going to keep this. Not exactly sure what we're going to do on turn 2 just yet. We might just be playing a Trickster. Because if they play Wrenn and 6, then I need to be able to play a creature. It looks like they're not going to be able to do that, so maybe Silverkill Adept makes sense. We're going to go with Island, and let's try to get the Force out of their hand right now. I will show them Lord of Atlantis. So, okay, usually if they have Force, like, this is not a terrible thing to force. Oh, that's great. Now we can pitch one of these Tricksters to this. Yeah, okay. This is actually shaping up to be pretty good for us right now. They did not keep a third... They don't have a third land. That's fantastic. Okay, well, get wrecked. So what are we going to see? Brainstorm, look for a Force? They might have Pyroblast. I think here I'm willing to try to just make this resolve. Because if this True Name resolves, then they're in a deep, deep shit. Okay. Now they don't have a good way of dealing with this. There's very few cards in their deck that can actually get rid of it. Okay. So they showed us Savannah, right? So they are 4 colors. Red, white, green, blue. I assume the green is just a splash for Oko. Alright, you can kill the Mutavault, that's fine. And that's why I wanted to use the Force that turn, because there was no guarantee that Mutavault was going to stick around to get this one in play. So let's attack. But it looks like this game is going our way, because our opponent is in a lot of trouble right now, and we're about to double it. They cannot Supreme Verdict next turn. I don't think that this deck even plays Supreme Verdict in. I think that they're... It looks like they're probably just playing a bunch of Planeswalkers, but... It could just be like a Miracles deck that has, like, Oko in it. that's a possibility. So maybe they do have verdicts. I don't know. It's hard to say. But it does not look like they're faring too well here. Like, their draws look really shitty right now. Not playing a land means that your chances of beating 2 True Name Nemesis are not very high. We will flash in Merfolk Trickster, and then next turn just play Lord of Atlantis and try to kill them. I think this is going to do it. Okay, we won, so, yeah, I think that last deck actually looked more like a Miracles deck. Or yeah, it looked like maybe, or like some kind of like Jeskai base deck. I don't think it was like the 4th one. I think the reason that we won that is because their deck was radically different from the 4th one we played, even though it kind of looked like it the same starting out. So, I don't know. We didn't really get to see Revoker do its thing that well, but, you know, it's... I still think this card is fine, but maybe next week we'll try something different. It's entirely possible. Maybe we'll play Mirror Regery in this slot, or we might even put like Tidebinder Mage in this slot. That's a possibility. Harbinger is fine there too. We did try Coralhelm. That seemed okay. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like, this is the one spot in my deck where I feel like maybe we could do something to improve it. I mean, maybe even Phantasmal Image could come back in just as a 2-of. I mean, Image is not, like, amazing and it's against Ren and 6, but True Name Nemesis is really good against Ren and 6. It's just that Image is also very bad when it's copying True Name against, like, Plague Engineer, but you know what? Our entire deck is really bad against Plague Engineer. However, we haven't even seen it very much lately, so it's possible that it's something we just don't need to concern ourselves with that much, and we just accept that if we run into it, then we're probably going to have a hard time, but... yeah, if that's the case, then so be it. Maybe Phantasmal Image comes back next time. I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it. That was just, I don't know. That was definitely a league. We just scraped by at the end, but... I mean, we lost against 2 Merit Lodges. That's what it really came down to. Our deck is not set up to beat Merit Lodge whatsoever, so... maybe that's an argument for moving Tidebinder to the main deck, is we could play something like Submerge in the sideboard to deal with Merit Lodge, but even that is not very good against that because it's only playable against a very few number of decks, and it requires us to have what is it? Hold on, I'm gonna look up the exact text of what it. It's a free spell, but it normally costs 5 mana. Yeah, I want to read this. If an opponent controls a forest and you control an island, so part of the problem is against Merit Lodge decks, they don't always have a forest in play when they do it, because sometimes they're doing a crop rotation or like Elfish Reclaimer their forest away so they can get the Thespian Stage in the Dark Depths, so... well, Submerge seems like it's a kind of a good card against them. A lot of the times it doesn't even do anything. And stuff like Echoing Truth is like, this card is sometimes really good. Like, it probably would have been fine for Oko, but at the same time, like, yeah, I guess bouncing the Elks would have helped a little bit. But there are some scenarios where Truth is fine, but I don't know. Like, the problem is that in order to beat Merit Lodge, you have to cast 2 spells in 1 turn. That's the long and the short of it. If you can't cast 2 ways to if you can't put 2 things that interact with Merit Lodge in the table in the same turn, then their protection from blue is just going to wreck you. So now one of the cool things is Phantasmal Image can actually copy Merit Lodge if you have a Violin 2. So when they go for their attack, you can just copy it and then sometimes be able to attack them back for 20. But that's also a very risky plan because those decks play lots of things like Punishing Fire in them, or even like Maze of Ith, just targeting Phantasmal Image will kill it. So that's a really shaky plan as well. And again, it still requires you have to be able to make the Merit Lodge and then do something else, because if they give it protection from black, you have to have like Brazen Borrower to also bounce it then. or otherwise protection from black and they just attack past it anyway and it doesn't really do you any good. So yeah, there's a lot of ways that shit goes wrong. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on how it is that we're supposed to defeat these decks. Maybe Ashiok is actually relevant against that. We could put some in there because those decks are kind of fast, but at the same time, if we can slow them down till we can get Ashiok in play, like that actually prevents them from being able to do anything. So that's a thought. Maybe we'll try that next time. I don't know. I'll have to give it some more consideration, but options. There are things you can do with this list. I mean, obviously not everything is locked in stone, so we'll see. I'll figure out something fun to try next time. So, all right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed it for this time. Yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I pay attention to it all, so if I see comments, I will try to respond to them. But yeah, I appreciate your support, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this, because if you're not enjoying this, then even if you're not liking it, please let me know. I've only succeeded if you guys are liking what I'm doing. So if you think that there's something that I could do that would make it more entertaining, then absolutely feel free to let me know, because I can play to practice for fun all I want in my free time, but the reason for doing it like this is because this is for everybody's entertainment, not just my own. So yeah, it's all about you. So I hope that you're enjoying it, and yeah, let me know how or what you think of how I've done with this channel so far, because it's been close to about 6 months, I think, since I started this, maybe a little bit longer. So yeah, I'm curious to see where people think I'm at the moment. So all right, well, that's all I got. Everybody take it easy. I'll see you guys later this week for Modern.